so last night was the third episode of season 6 of The 100. So basically we came back, we left off with our group trying to fight off the effects of the sun, finding out that there are people on the planet, and in this episode they interact with the people on the planet. The people in the sanctum, I think they're called the Prime or something. To be very honest with you, parts of this episode were kind of confusing for me. Like, I don't think I fully comprehended everything that I was watching. Like, even my dad said, like, that he was kind of confused and he didn't know what was happening during parts of it. So, I don't know if we're, like, just stupid or I don't really know. Let me know if you guys felt the same way about this episode. But I thought it was a good episode. I'm really, because of the scenes with Murphy and how he's behaving after what happened and after the snake bit him and took the poison out of him, I really liked him in this episode, and I'm probably also going to be in the minority of people who loved Octavia in this episode. And yes, okay, I feel like the way that I feel about Octavia is the way I feel about Daenerys in Game of Thrones. Like, I love both characters when they're kind of crazy. Like, and I just love Octavia's unapologetically badassery. Like, I don't know, like, she's very, yes, she made some bad decisions in this episode, but at least she made some decisions. At least she knows what at least she knows what she wants to do, and like, and she isn't afraid to fight people. And not that I think the others in the group are afraid of. What am I trying to say? I don't know. But my point is I was surprised that Jordan told them about our group's, like, past. I did kind of feel like that was kind of a betrayal on his part. Like, I get that he was just trying to make small talk, and that's what he grew up on. Like, he grew up learning about all their choices and actions and everything that they did on Earth. So I get that, but like, when you're talking to a girl that you like, he should have been smarter about that. But at the same time, I feel like Clarke and the rest of them maybe could have, like, counseled him and, like, told him, like, hey, if you're going to communicate with these people, maybe just be smart about it and try not to give information away. Like, I feel like that should have been a conversation that they should have all had together, like, not just with Jordan, just with the whole group. But I guess maybe they thought that was self-explanatory to, you know, that Jordan should already kind of know, like, to not give too much information away, which, yeah, I don't know. I liked the scene with Clarke having dinner with the Sanctum leader. That was pretty cool. I don't remember what his name was off the top of my head. It's hard for me to remember new people's names. I know the girl's name, the girl that Jordan likes in the episode is the Delilah, so I know that. But yeah, I like that scene. It was very, like, I feel like the woman was very, she made it a very tense conversation, let's just put it like that. But it was definitely interesting. But at the same time, I feel like just because he knows about their past on Earth, like, for him to tell Clarke that, you know, I believe you want to do better, but I don't believe you can. Like, I feel like that's kind of, like, harsh. And also, like, where do you come off, like, saying that to Clarke? Like, you, just because you know some information about what they've done doesn't mean you know Clarke or any of them. Like, I just felt that was kind of like, okay. Like, I get it. Like, at first I understood why they chose not to let them in, because obviously, I mean, these are new people, you don't know them, and when you meet somebody new, you can't trust them. Like, if I was in that position. And also, I felt like, you know, when they were talking about how, like, you know, when Clarke was saying that, you know, she did what she had to do for the people that she loved and cared about, like, and he's like, well, you don't know us, and we're strangers to you, so what does that mean for us? Or he said something like that, I think. But I'm just like, what do you expect from her? Like, and once again, like, I feel like that's the only annoying thing I've found with Murphy recently. Like, he keeps like digging his claws into Clark, and it just gets on my nerves so much, like so much. Even Raven is like, who told you were in charge? Like, she's been in charge so fucking time, people. Like, I understand where they're coming from with Clark and with the animosity towards Clark, but at the same time, it's like, give me a break, you know? Like, we've all done bad things. Yes, Clark has done maybe more bad things than some of them. I'm not gonna deny that, like, you know? But at the same time, like, everything that she's done has been trying to do what's right, you know? I mean, and yeah, maybe her decisions weren't always, like, morally right or whatever, and you know, some of them were out of spite, probably. I mean, we're all human, we all make bad decisions, but for them to still, I mean, I swear to God, if next episode is like more claws in her, I'm gonna be like, ah. I love Raven and I love Murphy, but fuck, like, take the claws out for a second and realize that you're on a new planet. You're all just trying to survive this new planet and trying to just, you know, get along with these new people. Like, just leave Clark the fuck alone. I'm just like, ugh. It was really sad when Bellamy left Octavia on the planet when they went back into the ship. Like, that was like, I mean, I get where he's coming from. I don't know. I think, at the same time, I wonder if Bellamy knows as much as, I mean, do they all know why Octavia did what she did in that bunker? Like, do they know that she did what she had to do? I mean, she killed people, but I mean, do Bellamy and Clark know that at the end of it, like, it was Abby and Kane who pushed Octavia to do those things? Like, I'm not sure if they know those things, and I feel like if Bellamy knew more about what happened in the bunker and knew why Octavia made the choices that she made and went crazy. I'm not gonna deny she did go crazy a little bit, but I definitely think that she's not as crazy as she was. I think after losing the valley and, you know, everything, I think Octavia just kind of like came back to reality and realized that, you know. But yeah, what else? But yeah, the storyline of this episode was a little, like, in my personal opinion, kind of hard to understand. I basically took the episode as our group meeting these new people in the sanctum, trying to figure out where, you know, where each party, what each party's intentions are and what each person wants and all that kind of stuff. And of course we're dealing with this whole Murphy stuff, and I think honestly Octavia and Murphy are probably two of my favorite characters on this show. Like, I love Octavia because she's such a complex character, and I've said this before in my videos, but I love flawed characters, which I think is the main reason why I love this show so much, because every single character is flawed. Like, none of these characters are perfect. None of these characters are saints or angels. Like, everybody on this show has done bad things. And similar to Game of Thrones, in that Game of Thrones is similar, none of those characters are perfect. They're all flawed, and I love flawed characters. Love them. But yeah, I mean, Octavia and Murphy are very flawed characters who, I mean, I'm just really interested and intrigued by Murphy's storyline this season. Like, I really want to, I'm really interested to know more about what he saw after his heart stopped, and, you know, apparently, like, he knows he's going to hell, and it's just very interesting. Like, I'm just very intrigued by that, obviously, and it's really cool. And I mean, I think Bellamy, at the end of the day, I think he still cares about Octavia, but I think he just can't see eye to eye with her, and I think that's definitely putting a wedge between them. But as we saw the door come up, like, we could see emotion. Like, he was like tearing up, and come on, I hope Echo dies soon, because oh my god, because we haven't really seen much chemistry between Bellamy and, well, we saw a little bit in the first episode of this season when Bellamy told Clark that, you know, that he knows about the calls for, you know, all those years, those 6 years of calls. But other than that, we haven't seen many moments. And honestly, like, I don't see the chemistry between. I feel like last season when we first found out that Bellamy and Echo were a couple, I think there was a little bit of chemistry between them last season. But this season, I mean, obviously, like, they're on a new planet. Like, they don't have time to, like, bang and fuck and, you know, have a lot of chemistry. But come on, like, I want more Clarke and Bellamy chemistry. But yeah. And of course, Maddie and Clarke were reunited, which was awesome. We saw more of the flame, like, you know, Gaia was training Maddie a little bit with the flame, which was kind of cool, which I kind of forgot about that, to be completely honest. So kind of refreshing to be reminded of, like, the past. But I think that's the great thing about this new season and this new planet, is that I feel like nostalgic, like, pieces of this planet that remind me of, like, you know, past seasons and the past episodes and whatever of the show. But I like that there's, like, this whole new realm of possibilities that are out there for them. It's like the whole it's like the show is, like, reborn, and I think that's awesome. Like, and I really hope that this season is, like, unlike any other season that's been on the show, and I'm just really excited to see what's next. I liked it. I think the Sanctum is very interesting, and the fact that, you know, they have this new planet to deal with, but they also have these new people to deal with. Like, but to be fair, like, they've had bad people to deal with before, and they've had, like, elements with the planet to deal with before. So I feel like I'm kind of hoping that they throw in a wrench and make it, like, wow, like, crazy, like you know, kind of something like something that's never been done on the show before, or any show. But I mean, it's probably hard to, like, think outside the box when it comes to television. But those are my thoughts. You play with your rain and it falls on the ground. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And I am not ready for Game of Thrones. Last episode is on Sunday, and I'm not ready for it in any way, shape, or form, especially since I'm still not 100% satisfied with the last episode. But, you know, I think with time, I think I'll accept it, and it's what it is, I guess. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Did you love this episode of The 100? What did you guys think of Game of Thrones? I know I feel like I'm kind of inadvertently, like, combining them, but there's some similarities between the shows, and I like them both, so I love them both, actually. But yeah, so I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos from me about The 100. And yeah, I love you guys. Don't forget to comment below and like this video if you like The 100. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I'm like I said, I'm very interested to see what happens next with a lot of these characters. Of course, I love Clarke and Bellamy, and I really hope that we see. And Clarke was looking really good in that dress. Like, I like that Eliza Taylor is very, like, she seems like a very natural woman. Like, she's, you know, she has a natural woman's body. You know, she's not, like, super skinny and super, like, bare-chested, and not bare-chested, flat-chested, and she's just very, like, I like that she just has a natural body, and I love that. So, love it. So yeah, I thought it was a really good episode, and yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.